Eisen, what is his role in 2012? Is this the year of revelation, 2012?
The important thing is that they reflect the prophecies, they make them happen for their own advantage. Now the Jesuits, with their own Black Pope, which is obviously the figure of the Jesuit general, which is very important, I never underestimate that figure because it's a very important one, as sometimes powerful as the Pope, because they have been so important as an order, and because they have the esoteric knowledge, and they have the knowledge and access to those interdimensional doors. That's why, it's very natural. How comes a Jesuit is in an astronomical observatory in Mount Graham in Arizona, or is in the library in the Vatican? What is if you can't check a book in the secret archive of the Vatican because they are there protecting it. At the same time, they are in charge of an observatory. This should make it very clear that when they deliberately spread through this guy Barbado, this information regarding the Secretum Omega and Planet X, we should at least question it, because
what is the purpose though? Barbado, we have just interviewed a journalist who has worked with Barbado in getting his information out. Okay, Lucas Scantamburlo, and basically this is a very open, innocent, genuine, honest guy.
But the Jesuits take advantage of a fool like him in 2 minutes. You have to be a little bit awake about this.
Okay, is this true of Barbado as well? Because Barbado is now out of a job. He cannot get work. Okay. All because of this.
Barbado, by his own assertions, okay, he says, in the year 2000, or 2001 actually to be more precise, came into contact with a Jesuit.
Right.
If I come into contact with a Jesuit, actually I make a picture, a photo, I put it on the wall, I met a Jesuit, friends, that's it, check it out, because whatever comes out of...
Supposedly he came forward from SIV, he was not supposed to be communicating.
First of all...
It's secret, supposedly. No?
There is no, he called it scheggia impazzita, so a rebel of the system within the sieve in the Vatican.
Right.
It doesn't exist, such a thing. Forget it.
But you're a rebel.
No, I'm out. I'm not in.
But you were a rebel you were inside at some point when
Barbado says, I went to the office in Rome where he was accredited and where I saw that he was a legitimate source.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
You think if with my revelations now,
yes,
I can still go in an office so high up or be in that office? I'm doing my revelations, and it's very clear for everyone. Actually, it's clear also for the Jesuits. In fact, the thing is, they arrested me 3 times in Norway. They tortured me, injected me, beaten me up, put in prison cell. They did all kinds of things.
How did you get out?
Thanks God, I got out because the first 2 times I repented towards the Illuminati system and who was my superiors, and I said, okay, sorry, I'm gonna not go further.
But here you are, you're not...
No, wait. Then the 3rd time was when I literally came out of the system, or came out of the group, was after June 2006, I told you, prior, because of the involvement that they wanted me to have with my wife's organization. I said, okay, no, I started to accuse them of being themselves a fraud, that their interreligious gatherings, because here we are talking, in my documentation that I will show you, about interreligious gatherings that were organized in monasteries around Italy for the specific purpose of trying to bring closer Islam or the Illuminati with the concept of Islam and be able to have also what happened many centuries ago, a meeting between knighthoods of the East and the West. So basically between the Islamic chivalric orders and the Christian.
Is this bad?
No, this was great. This was all great.
Right.
But the problem was that there was people like Giorgio Balestrieri in it, that they were only involved because they want to make a buck by selling a few weapons and other technology. I didn't know that I was covering up for certain crooks. The moment I realized that this was only crookery done upon me, that I was the victim of these people.
Right.
That, for example,
but
here...
you say you were tortured. Please tell me, how did you get away?
here you have it's written here.
Okay, Bill.
For example, on the left side, you have a documentation of a meeting held in Bologna, Villa Leona. Okay, now Villa Leona is the headquarters of the Opus Dei in Bologna, and this was a meeting with the Illuminati. Roberto Negrini, you can see his name very clearly, which is also officially an anti-Christian, a Satanist, but in the Opus Dei headquarters, you know, like Holy Water and Devil, all together in one group. You see the symbols of the universal unity of the Monte Carlo Lodge here, and you see clearly the reference, and also the name of Carlo Maria Baserga, which is the head there of the Opus Dei, and been involved in the business that the Opus Dei did in the port of Genova. Also, recently, as recently as last June, this came up in an investigation of the police in Italy. But they have scrubbed off my name out of the phone interception, but I have photos with all those people that I can show you, and my involvement.
Okay, but
also here, watch here. This is another invitation. Now, this was supposed to be the meetings of meetings. This meeting here was supposed to be held in September in the monastery of Santa Scholastica, very important monastery. You can find this monastery on the first scene of Omen Free.
Okay.
The film Omen Free, you can find it, this monastery. This monastery was the last place where Ratzinger talked before becoming Pope. In this monastery we were supposed to meet with my wife also there, representing her Islamic organization, and with Gabriele Mandelkhan, who is a Sufi Gerai Helveti, and with basically with these people. We were also, with the Dr. Aldo Rapicavoli, which is a high-level Freemason, celebrate the Giordano Bruno, which we mentioned before, death, there, it's written there.
Okay, but you're still telling me that you got away. You're telling me that...
This one in September never happened. It was cancelled because in June, walked out of the organization.
I understand, but you said you've been arrested. We know
yes.
that you've been harassed,
yes.
right? And I'm just asking
what happened, for example,
how do you get away from the Illuminati?
Okay, what happened was I needed to get away saving my life. So the only way to get away saving my life was to eventually reveal and keep safely with me this information and reveal it to the appropriate sources so I could defend myself.
Who are the appropriate sources?
People like you, people that came forward.
The general public.
What happened was this. In October, September of 2006, after my kid was born and I recovered from the arrest, which was pretty mind-breaking, and I managed to get out. Why? Because I managed to prove to the authorities here in Norway that what I was saying was true regarding my involvement in certain groups, that they were deliberately trying to attack me, and that there was even a guy, a doctor, involved, a guy called Nikolai de Matos Fritzvold, who is the head of a mental hospital here in Norway, that in reality was related to a General Fritzvold, and also himself a master of the Memphis and Mizraim. I have on my diploma of the Memphis and Mizraim, I have his name written very clearly, and basically we find that this guy is an occultist practicing voodoo act or whatever. You can check on the internet for yourself, Nicola, and he's also a doctor. How can a doctor in a mental hospital be... but what he did was very evil. The moment I didn't agree with him, he lift the phone, go and lock him up.